Jenna May 33 writes, "Hate my job. I want to tell my bosses how dumb they are and how meaningless this job is, then quit and be happy." Matthew Rocker _ writes, "I'm going to work. Walmart. Must find a better job. I hate it when chicks there have a deeper voice than me and refer to me as fool." And someone whose username is too inappropriate to be repeated in this video writes, "Also, I'm really bummed that I'm working today. I asked off so I could study, but my boss is a bleep 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 who can't read." Welcome to the second video in our three-part series on how to create a professional online identity entitled Online Persona: Common Mistakes. As the three previous tweets exemplified, there are a number of obvious and not so obvious ways to negatively affect your career online. In fact, each of the examples that began this video are actual real-world instances that resulted in employees being fired. Our hope with this video is to help you from making a similar mistake. It's important to avoid making mistakes with your online persona because what you may not realize is that you usually don't get a chance to defend yourself for any damaging content a potential employer finds. If there are less than professional posts or images anywhere on the internet and they're seen by a future boss, hiring manager, or HR employee, the damage is already done. They simply aren't going to take the time to call you and ask you to explain a scandalous picture or offensive comment. They'll just move to the next resume in the pile. It's also important to realize that this significance doesn't end after being hired. In today's world, you must avoid mistakes as an employee as well long after getting the job. Again, those examples that started this video evidence this fact pretty clearly. So what are some of the common mistakes to avoid online, both during the job search and long after you've gotten the job? I'm glad you asked. A few common mistakes include airing dirty laundry, gossiping, complaining about bosses or employees, or negativity in general. Public online forums simply are not the place for pessimism. Not only will it hurt your career, but simply put, no one wants to read negative complaints online. Not your boss or colleagues, and not your friends or family members either. You also don't want to reveal insider knowledge or trade secrets. There's no easier way to tell your boss that you can't be trusted. Similarly, you want to avoid posting scandalous images of yourself or others. Again, there's no easier way to say you're untrustworthy than to post images that make you look incompetent or that undermine your colleagues' confidence in you by posting scandalous images of them. Finally, you want to watch contradicting or exposing yourself. Resist posting anything during work hours. After all, those tweets and status updates come with a timestamp, and it'll be obvious to anyone that you were, let's say, dreaming about your next vacation or having a hard time finding the perfect car to buy or whatever else it might be, instead of doing your job. Speaking of contradicting or exposing yourself, there are literally thousands of anecdotes online of employees calling in sick and then posting images of themselves at the beach or relaxing with family and friends. Notice I said ex-employees. So that brings us to the end of video 2. We covered a few reasons why avoiding mistakes online is important, as well as 6 common mistakes people make with their online personas. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something. Now, if you want to know how to improve your persona, especially if any of those mistakes listed in this video hit too close to home, be sure to check out the third and final installment of our 3-part series entitled Online Persona: Best Practices.